Hello everyone, Giovanni here and welcome back to the channel. It's that time of the year again, guys. The new Premier League season is upon us and we're going to be tasked with the impossible to try and predict what's going to happen for the up and coming season. This is probably one of the toughest seasons to predict. Every team has strengthened, every team is looking really good. Of course, some are still rebuilding, some are rebranding, and some have already established themselves as the title contenders, guys. Super excited about this. Of course, we're going to be doing the champions, the top 4 relegation battles, assister, top scorer, maybe even sneaked in who I think is going to win the Champions League, guys. So don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new, and let's get on with the predictions. Alright guys, super excited about this. Let's go and get on with our Premier League predictions. I'm going to do a little bit different than I did last season, guys. Last season, I think I did the top 6 first, then the champions, then relegation, then top scorers. For this season, I'm going to do the higher mid-table first, then Europa League, then Conference League, and then I'll do the relegation, top 4, champion, and then we'll pick in our higher goal scorers, guys. I want to keep you guys waiting a little bit longer, so hit the like button. Let's go ahead and get this underway, and we're going to start with the higher mid-table. In number 12, coming in raw, we're gonna go with Crystal Palace, guys. We're gonna go Crystal Palace coming in at 12th place. I think they're still keeping Roy, which is very good for them. I think you definitely will keep them up. I think they're good enough to stay in the Premier League, so we're gonna go with Crystal Palace. I think they lost Zaha, which makes them a little bit weaker. They also might lose Eze, so I'm not really too sure about Crystal Palace, but I still think Roy has done fantastic. They brought in Lemar, which I don't even sure if that's good enough, but I think Roy is good enough to keep them. I think they'll stay up, and I think finishing 12th place is actually not that bad for Crystal Palace, considering that they almost got relegated under Vieira. So yeah, we'll go Crystal Palace finishing number 12. So with Crystal Palace finishing 12, we're gonna go with our 11th place team, and that's gonna be Fulham, guys. Honestly, Fulham, they're one of those teams. I think they finished 10th last season, and I think other teams around them have been better. They've only brought in, I think, Raul Jimenez, which is pretty good. They're still keeping most of their players. Paulina is going to be there. Pereira is going to be there. So I think Fulham are good enough to stay in the Premier League, of course, and I think they're good enough to finish higher mid-table. I don't think they've done enough business. I know they wanted Fred, but I think that deal is off right now. So I don't think they've done enough business to kind of project them a little bit higher than the teams I'm going to put above them. So I'm going to go Fulham as number 11. All right, so with the 11th and 12th place teams done, we're going to move into the top 10 now, and we're going to go with Brentford to finish in top 10. I know some Brentford fans will probably think they need to be higher, but you see the teams that are above you, and you see why I think I put them above Brentford. Mostly because they haven't done enough business for me, in my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong, they brought in, I think, Nate Collins and Shade, I think his name is. So some pretty decent signings, but I don't think it's enough to kind of propel them above the other teams who are in the top 10. But I think a top 10 finish for Brentford is pretty good. They still have fantastic manager, good team, they play good football, and I think they're good enough to stay in the Premier League and finish in top 10 for a team like Brentford, who also got promoted not too long ago. It's a very good place to finish. So I'm going to have Brentford finishing in the top 10 at number 10th place. And now we're going to move on to number 9. Alright, so we're going to move on to our 9th place team. Now, this is going to shock a lot of people who I put in 9th, and the fan base, they think they deserve higher than that. But in 9th place, I'm going to go with Spurs, guys. The reason why I'm going with Spurs in number 9, look, they got a new manager. Apparently, he's going to be the next Pep. He plays attacking football, attractive brand of football. Seklu, I think that's how you say his name. He won the league with Celtic. Listen, man, the Premier League's a different caliber, my guy. You can't really come in and play that kind of football. You want, especially not having the players to play that kind of football. I know they brought in James Maddison, Pedro Porro from last season, I think, and they haven't really done much. I know they sold a few players. They also might bring a center back, I think. And so I don't know. We'll see what happens with Spurs. Very interesting, actually, but I don't think they have enough compared to last. I think Brentford even finished higher than them last season, but I have them finishing higher than Brentford this season. So mostly because they got a new manager, and he's supposed to be like, you know, a pretty good manager. So we'll see what Spurs does. Good luck to Spurs. Good luck to Seklu. I'm not trying to say his name, and I'm excited to see how they're gonna play this season under the new manager. So now, to close out the higher mid-table 8 to 12 for the 8th place team, I'm gonna go with Brighton, guys. I think Brighton are a fantastic team. Manager is fantastic. Team, high attacking, high pressing football. I still think they'll play the same way. I don't see any reason why they shouldn't play that same way. I think they're better established, way ahead than Spurs, who just got a new manager in as well. So I'm gonna have Brighton finishing above Spurs. And also they brought in some pretty decent players that I like. Mamadou Dahu from Dortmund, João Pedro is also a striker. So I think they're strengthening what they need to strengthen. If they lose Casado, they might struggle. I know they lost McAllister as well, so it's gonna weaken them a little bit. So I'm gonna have them finishing 8th than they did a little bit. I think they finished a lot higher last season. I have them finishing 8th this season just because they lost McAllister, they lost, and they might actually lose Casado, so that might make them weaker. And also they lost Sanchez, their goalkeeper. as well to Chelsea. So that makes them weaker, but I still think they'll have enough. We have Brighton finishing 8th, Spurs 9th, Brentford 10th, Fulham 11th, and Crystal Palace number 12. And now moving forward to the 7th place team for Conference League. This will shock a lot of people because the team that I'm about to put in there finished 12 last season. It was an absolute disaster. But I feel like this season is going to be one of focus. It's going to be the one to rectify the mistakes. And there's no way they're going to have a disastrous season than they did last season. So I'm going to put Chelsea to finish in 7th place. This is going to be a huge take, guys. A lot of people might think Brighton should finish above Chelsea. So Spurs and Brentford, which all of them finished above Chelsea last season. But I think Chelsea had a very unusual season last season. They had Tuchel, then they sacked him, they brought in Porter, then they sacked him, they go for Lampard, they couldn't have a manager, you know, Luis Enrique didn't want the job, Miguel Smith couldn't want the job, they went for Poch now, who has the job. And also Chelsea, they've thinned the squad. Let's just start with that for a second, right? They've thinned the squad. They've lost Mendy, they've lost Cesar Azpilicueta, they've lost Koulibaly, they've lost Kai Havertz, Mason Mount. They've lost quite a few players, guys. Kante as well is gone, Kovacic is gone. And they've thinned the squad completely. They lost almost a whole new team, Chelsea. So the players that they bring in, Nkunku, for example, he's scoring great for Chelsea. It's pre-season, I know. They want to talk about pre-season, but Nkunku is doing very fantastic. Mudryk is finding his form as well. They still got Sterling, Madueke, and so they brought in Colwell. They've brought in the new center back, Jackson from Villarreal as well. So, you know, they're slowly doing their business, and they've thinned the squad. They've got a good squad, a good group together now that's going to fight for their places, fight for themselves, fight for each other, and fight for the manager. So I think with Poch behind them, he knows the league, he's familiar with everything in the league, and he's gonna take them to top 7 in my opinion. So let me know who you guys pick for your 7th place Europa League team. But I'm gonna bet my money on giving the Chelsea to finish in top 7. And now we're gonna move on to the Europa League spots, guys. Now this is gonna be very controversial, guys. The team that I'm going to put in 6 in Europa League is the dark horses in the Premier League in my prediction. My dark horse team for the Premier League is Aston Villa. Good evening, Unai Emery. This guy came in when Villa was fighting relegation. He's got them together. He saved them. Not only did he save them, this guy is finished, I think, in the top 10. Probably top 7, I think, last season. Absolutely incredible work Unai Emery have done. Not only has he done that, he has strengthened this team. This man brought in Pau Torres, which probably one of the most sought out center backs when center backs were really in demand a few summers ago. Pau Torres was one of the names out there. Very good center back. They also still got Diego Costa, who used to play next to him, I think, at Villarreal. So they got that partnership right back. And not only have they done that, they got Yuri Tillmans in the midfield, along the likes of Douglas Luiz, Jacob Ramsey. These guys are very good. Matty Cash, I mean, Lucas Digne. I'm saying right now, Aston Villa will finish above Chelsea. I think they play fantastic football. I think they have better midfield. I think they've strengthened. And who did they also bring in? Diaby. Oh my goodness, guys. They brought in Diaby to add to the squad, and I think Villa will be an exciting team. They are my dark horses for the Premier League. Unai Emery, do your thing, finish in Europa League spot. I trust you, my guy. I don't care what anybody says. You can laugh at this, whatever you want, but I think Aston Villa are the dark horses. They'll be better than Brentford. They're better than Brighton. I think they've strengthened much better, and you can see why I bought them there, guys. Honestly, and I trust Unai Emery. He's gonna get them playing some fantastic football, guys. And so I think Villa will definitely be the dark horses, and will finish in a Europa League spot, guys. So top 6 is we're gonna start with Villa, and now we're gonna move on to the 5th place team. So I'm gonna go with 5th place. Eddie Howe, Newcastle. This will shock a lot of people because Newcastle finished in the top 4 last season, and so I'm having putting them into the top 4 this season. The reason why I haven't done it is because congrats to Newcastle, but they're no longer a small team. Well, they're a small club, but you know what I'm saying. They're no longer that under the radar team. Everybody knows of Newcastle now, and so they're going to be ready for them. They're no longer going to take them lightly anymore. It's going to be a battle now. They're top 4 team. Every team is going to come hard for them. I think Eddie Howe is going to be tested to the absolute max. Can he compete? Can he get these guys in the top 4 this season? I don't think so. I think the teams around him, the teams in the top 4, in my opinion, are better. They've strengthened, and they're going to finish above them. Don't get me wrong, Newcastle, they brought in one for me, the midfield signing of the season in Tonali. A lot of people are making fun, oh, he doesn't want to be there, doesn't look unhappy. Trust me, he's not going to sign a contract if he doesn't want to be there, right? That project excites him. Tonali in that midfield with, obviously, who was the guy, the Brazilian Bruno Gomes, they got as well. And so they're going to be very good in Newcastle. I think they're going to be still good, obviously, but I don't really think that they're going to finish in the top 4. All right, this is the before the juiciest part of this prediction is the relegation battle, guys. Who do I think is gonna go down? Going down, number one team I think is gonna go down is gonna be Sheffield United. That's right, I think they're gonna finish 20th in the league. They just came back, they're gonna go right back down. I don't know what business they've done. I think they brought in Trusty. I don't know who that guy is, but that's not enough, bro. I don't know anything about Sheffield. I'm sorry if you know Sheffield United fans, if one of those, sorry. I don't know much about you guys. You guys came up. I think you're gonna go back down, man. And now we're gonna move on to the second team to get relegated. This is not going to good. It's not going to look good, guys. But you might say, oh, he's just picking teams that came up. I'm gonna pick Luton Town. That's right, picking Luton Town. I mean, what have they done, Luton Town? You know, I love this stadium. I think it's gonna be very interesting to see how they play at home and also seeing how other teams can cope with the away when they go away to Luton Town. I think I love the stadium actually. It's very unique. But that's about it, you know. That's about it for Luton Town. Now they brought in Tahi Chong, I think. Giles they brought in as well. Not bad signings, right? Tahi Chong, I feel like it's good. But is that enough to keep them up? Possibly not. Possibly not, in my opinion. Especially the teams that I have in lower mid-table. You understand why. So, Sheffield to go down, followed by Luton Town. And then, for the third relegation team, we're not going to waste any time. It was between Everton and Forest. And I'm going to pick Forest, guys, to go down. The reason why I didn't pick Everton is because I've picked Everton twice in a row and stayed up. Last season I said Everton were going to get relegated. They were fighting for relegation the season before that and they stayed up. Now, last season they were also fighting for relegation and they stayed up. This season they're going to be fighting for relegation again, but I think they're going to stay up. I think Everton are just that team. They're too big to go down. They might be like Leicester City and go down this season. It might just be the season that it happens, like Leicester City coming down. But I still think they have maybe the 4th or 5th time they might go down, but I still think Everton is going to stay up over Forest. Alright, so we're going to move to the top 4. Now this will be eye-watering. This is the juiciest part now we're heading to, okay? This is the juiciest part, guys. In top 4. Number 4th place I'm gonna go with is gonna be Liverpool, guys. Everybody's like, what? Liverpool above Newcastle? Yes, Liverpool above Newcastle. I think club above Eddie Howe. I've been saying this, guys. This is the season. It's gonna make or break Newcastle, right? Playing Champions League, playing Europe, playing Champions League, playing Premier League, playing FA Cup, playing Carabao Cup. It's a lot of games for Newcastle. But, you know, they're not used to that. I don't think they're used to that. Let's not be honest here. They haven't done this in a while. So I think Liverpool, they're not gonna have as bad of a season they had last year. Even as bad as it was last season, they only finished 4 points below Newcastle. Only 4 points below Newcastle, by the way. So I'm just going to say this, man. Liverpool will close that gap on Newcastle and they will finish in the top 4. And the other way, they went ahead and bought Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai, guys. I think it's a fantastic signing. I really do believe that's a fantastic signing. I think it's going to do well for them, Szoboszlai. In that midfield, I think it's going to get the energy, passing, pressing, everything this guy brings to the team. I think it's fantastic. I think they're better. I think the midfield looks stronger now. They brought in McAllister as well. World Cup winner. What do you want to say about him? Fantastic signing for Liverpool. They got him done very early into the season as well. So I think that's a very, very good sign. I think Darwin Núñez should have his breakout season this year. It has to be this year. He has to have this breakout season. And also they're in for Lavia. If they get Lavia done, right, after losing Firmino, Henderson, and then bringing in Szoboszlai, McAllister, and Lavia, I think that's a better midfield. I think they're younger, they got more legs, they can press, they can pass, they can do everything. These guys are physical, and they still have the back 4, which is the same. Very good back 4. Obviously, Trent's the vice captain, Van Dijk is the captain now. And I think Salah, Diaz, Jota is still there, Darwin Núñez is still there. I think they're a good team. I think they'll be a very good team, Liverpool, this season. I think they'll be way better than they were last season. Way, way better. And I think they'll finish in the top 4 this season, Liverpool. I really do believe they'll finish in the top 4 this season. And now, for my 3rd place team, this was very close. This was very, very close between the two clubs that I'm going to put here. But I'm going to go with United finishing 3rd. Right there. Now, if you guys been watching my live streams, you guys know very well how I feel about Mason Mount. I've already given my takes on him several times. I don't rate Mason Mount. I don't think we should have spent 70-odd million on Mason Mount. I think we could have gotten Nicola Barella. I think we could have gotten Gravenberch. We need a box-to-box and not a pressing, attacking midfielder, like an Eriksen upgrade, right? It doesn't make any sense to me. And I hope he does well. I really hope he does well. Obviously, for his sake, I'm going to back him because every time I love him, I'm going to back him because the manager loves him. So hopefully he produces. But I don't really rate the Mason Mount signing. I think the one signing that I'm super excited, if we can get done, by the way, is Amrabat. If we get Amrabat, I'm going to put Manchester United to finish 2nd in the league. I'm just saying this right now. From this video, we don't have Amrabat yet because we need to sell Fred, Donny, or McTominay. If we get Amrabat in, I think he's going to play way more games than Mason Mount. And because Casemiro, Amrabat, and Bruno is a better structure midfield than Casemiro, Mason Mount, and Bruno. Because Mason Mount defensively can help out, but it's not really. If we go away to a team like Newcastle, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, we're gonna get stretched in the midfield. And also we brought in Onana. This is the best signing I think of the summer. I love Onana. It's the best signings I think we've done in a while. I hate the fact and I hate the way we treated David. I just gotta say that. But I can definitely see the difference. I gotta admit, I can see the difference. I'm excited about Onana playing. And then we finally did the business, guys. We finally brought a striker in Højlund. Now, a lot of people are comparing Højlund to Haaland, two different players. All right, Haaland's a penalty box striker. Whip the balls into him, he taps it in. Right, he heads it in. He do the Zlatan kick in. Right, Højlund links to play. It's like Harry Kane, but younger. I think a good season is double figures in goals. I think 10 plus goals this season for Højlund. It's a win. It's absolutely. This guy had 9 goals last season. I think he has to improve. I think 10 to 12 goals for him this season as a striker for United. It's going to be fantastic. I don't think he's going to play as much. I hope Anthony Martial gets fit. I don't think we're going to get another striker in, but I hope Anthony Martial stays fit. So the pressure doesn't, go too much on Højlund to be starting for us week in and week out. I think Anthony Martial can start, give him 60 minutes, then bring Højlund for the last 30 minutes or 40 minutes or so, and let Højlund play those games and get fit and get embedded into the team. So I think Højlund's a fantastic signing. I love that sign. Højlund, Onana, absolutely love. Mason Mount, not too sure. If we get Amrabat, I'm gonna put us in third. If we get Amrabat, put us in second. If we don't get Amrabat, we're third place team. But W signings, W Onana, love Onana, W Højlund, we'll see how he does. Hopefully double digits in goals this season. We still have Rashford, Anthony, who's also needs a big season as well. Casemiro is still there, obviously the Butcher, Martinez, love that guy. So I think we're better than Liverpool in my opinion, and I think we'll finish above Liverpool. I think we'll finish third in the league, unless we get Amrabat, do not put us second. Alright, so moving on to the second place team. This is the juiciest of the juiciest of the juiciest, guys. Hit the like button just for this, guys, because once I pick the second place team, you're gonna know who finishes first, of course. And this is very tough one. I thought about this for a while, and I thought about this for a longer time than I should have, because it's the toughest predictions to ever make, especially for the season. I'm gonna go with Man City. The reason why I say that is they lost Gundogan, they've lost Mahrez, right? They've lost Cancelo, they might lose Walker, they might lose Bernardo Silva. They are looking thin. They're not looking too strong. But it's Pep Guardiola. They've brought in Kovacic to replace Gundogan. That's a good signing. And they've brought in Jaskol Vardio as well, who's very good, just in case they lose Cancelo. I think enough is enough, guys. I think the Premier League team should have a separate meeting. You know what I mean? It's the guys. We gotta stop these guys. All right, we don't want our league to turn into a Farmers League, guys. Simple as that, man. So I think losing Cancelo, I think losing Mahrez, I think losing Gundogan makes them a little bit weaker. But it's Man City. A little weaker means nothing. It actually means nothing, because they brought in Kovacic, they brought in Jaskol Vardio to help the squad as well. So I think they're still a good team. But it's just my brain is telling me Man City's gonna win the league, right? But my heart says go with a different champion this season. And so with that being said, we're gonna head into who I think will be the champions for this season, and that is Arsenal. I mean, look at the signings. They've done £100 million+ for Declan Rice. This makes them better. Guys, not only have they brought Rice, they brought Timber, who I love. Jurriën Timber is a fantastic player, my guy. We wanted him last season from Ajax, and this guy can play anywhere. I think they're looking to get Raya. If they get Raya, that's going to be very interesting at what happens to Ramsdale. I think Ramsdale is a good goalkeeper, but Mikel Arteta doesn't see it that way. People not forgetting Trossard as well. He's not going to use signing Trossard. They got him in January, and he's fantastic winger, Trossard. He's known in the Premier League. He's so good. He's so fast. He can score. I think Trossard's a fantastic winger. Kai Havertz, though, he's like the Mason Mount signing, right? Not too sure about him. No one knows what's going to happen. He doesn't show any fight, this guy, man. It's like Mason Mount. It's very big question marks over Kai Havertz. Big question. I think he's going to be on the bench for a lot this season than people think. I'm hopefully, just for the sake of the banter and for the sake of Arsenal fans, that he does have a good season. Otherwise, we're going to clown you guys. But I think we'll see what Havertz does. I think it's a great, interesting signing, but to say the least. So Rice, Havertz, Timber, probably Raya. Make them stronger. Trossard as well, and I think Arsenal are going to be fantastic. Adding Timber to that list now, so if Saliba gets injured, Timber slots right in there, and not going to make that much difference. So there goes your champions, guys. Arsenal will be the Premier League champions of 2023-2024. So there goes my Premier League table, guys, right there. Let me know, guys, who you guys have for the champions, your top 4. Europa League or top 7. Just give me your top 7 basically in the relegations in the comment section down below. For top scorers, I'm just going to do the top 5, guys, honestly. Erling Haaland, number 1. He scored 36 goals last season in the Premier League alone. I think you hit 30 plus goals this season again. I don't see who's going to stop him. He's a robot. This guy's a machine. He's going to do it again. Second place, I'm going to Harry Kane as well. This guy scored 30 goals in the worst first start I've seen. And he's going to do it again. Harry Kane's a fantastic, unless he leaves. Unless Harry Kane leaves. By the time I'm recording this, he hasn't left yet for Bayern Munich or whatever. He hasn't left yet. So I think Harry Kane, second. Third, I'm going to go with Mo Salah. I think he's going to have a breakout season again. So I think Salah's going to be fantastic for Liverpool this season. I think Salah. In 4th place, I'm going to go with Callum Wilson from Newcastle. I think it's fantastic. And in 5th place, it's between Rashford or Darwin Nunez. I'm going to go to Marcus Rashford. I'm going to go Marcus Rashford as the top 5. And this will be my top 5 scorers, guys. Haaland, Kane, Mo Salah, Callum Wilson, and Marcus Rashford. For assist leaders, we'll do top 5 again. De Bruyne, number 1 assist to Erling Haaland. It's only makes sense. Top scorer, top assister. Number 2, we're gonna go with I'm gonna go with Bruno Fernandes. I think Haaland, Rashford will benefit from Bruno Fernandes season. Hopefully, see what happens. He doesn't do it. We'll go with Bruno Fernandes. I'm gonna go Trent Alexander-Arnold in top 3. Bukayo Saka in top 4. And for the 5th place signing, Mo Salah. I just say Mo Salah gets the 5th assist as well. Mo Salah. And then clean sheets, probably Alisson, Onana, Ederson, probably Raya if he goes to Arsenal as well. And then if not, Ramsdale. And then for my Champions League winner, guys, so I'll sneak that in there for the end of the video, guys. Hit the like button as well. Champions League winner, Man City. Simple as that. I think they'll go back to back. I don't see who stops them. I think they're not going to win the Premier League this season, but I'm going to have my bet on Man City to win the Champions League. Even though Real Madrid have strengthened, they've got Jude Bellingham now in. If Real Madrid gets Mbappe, Madrid. Say right now. If Madrid gets Mbappe, Madrid wins the Champions League. That's it. There's no ifs and else about it. Okay? Again, no one knows where Mbappe is going to go, by the way. He might go to Chelsea, and then Chelsea might finish in the top 4. I don't know, but I think if Mbappe goes this season and he goes to Real Madrid, Champions League winner. If not, Man City wins the Champions League, in my opinion. And I'm going to go with that. Haaland, top scorer in Champions League as well. There's not much to do about it, guys. But there goes my predictions. I'm going to look back at this in about 9 months' time and go, holy shit, this guy got everything right. What a genius this guy is. An absolute genius, my guy. I'm gonna look like an idiot. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm super excited about the season, guys. If you guys also are excited for the new season, smash the like button. We're just a week away now from the new season as well. Smash the like button, subscribe if you're new as well. FIFA EA Sports FC 24 comes out next month. Super excited about that as well, guys. So more FIFA content coming to the channel, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to get involved, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.